Hana Mandlikova, the number 3 seed
30,
and former
15.
finalist here at Wimbledon. They've just started their match as we join Ann Jones, the 1969 ladies champion, and Dan Maskell.
And it's Hana Mandlikova serving, and it's 30-15 in the opening game. Conditions quite perfect. No wind, a lovely even light in this quarter-final match.
(40-15).
Hana Mandlikova, a lovely all-court player in the Martina Navratilova mould.
Game to Miss Mandlikova. First game.
So the first game to the number 3 seed, girl who is world ranked also at number 3, and in that opening game the British girl made a most lovely backhand pass to win the opening point, but lost the next 4 games. Hana Mandlikova serving rather well. Durie, I must say, she had a mental and physical battering yesterday on this court before bravely scrambling the victory against, I believe, a champion of the future, the astonishing 15-year-old girl from West Germany, Steffi Graf. British number 1, won eventually 9-7 in the final set. And that was her second match where she was taken to a final set, and the 4 matches that she's played to reach this round of the last 8, the magic last 8 as it's so often
Durie
called.
to serve.
Now, she wants to get away, I think, with a really convincing service game here.
(15 love). (15 all).
Well, that was a magnificent rally so early in the match.
30-15.
Good play by both girls there, and a lovely forehand cross-court pass under pressure from the server, Miss Durie. Yes.
And what a great rally that was. Here's Hana with a superb backhand passing shot to finish it, but she was at full stretch previously for an overhead. She had to cover all the court with all her athletic grace.
Steady all.
(30-40).
So Hana Mandlikova there, after a magnificent approach shot within 6 inches of the British girl's baseline, producing that lovely drop volley. Well played.
Deuce.
And at the moment, quite noticeable how, of course, Durie is relaxed today after her mental struggle of yesterday.
Advantage, Miss Durie. Deuce.
Now this, of course, is the girl who's expected to win, and if there's to be any mental tension, it should be hers rather than her opponent. Although seeded at number 10, she certainly isn't expected to win this match, particularly after the way, really, that she's been struggling at this Wimbledon.
Advantage, Miss Mandlikova.
Break point for the second time.
First service. Game for Miss Mandlikova. Miss Mandlikova leads by 2 games to love.
Well, that was an unfortunate start. Just what she needed, really, was a convincing service game to give her confidence. And if the server now, Hana Mandlikova, gets going in her best form, then Durie will have a lot of trouble.
15 love. All. (30-15). All.
Not a very decisive smash. Durie gave her opponent a chance a second time there.
(30-40).
Rather a cheap point for Durie there, and it's break point.
Deuce.
Well, Durie had a chance there to step in and play a volley pass. If she'd stepped in a couple of yards, she could have played a volley pass, I think. But a bit defensive then. Deuce.
Advantage, Miss Mandlikova. Game to Miss Mandlikova.
That's a big service.
Miss Mandlikova leads by 3 games to love. First set.
And with me in the commentary box, Anne Jones, one of the last players, the 4 players since Open tennis, 4 British players to reach the quarter-final. And not a very happy start for Jo.
No, Dan, it isn't, but she did have a chance in that last game, didn't she? 30-40, as you rightly said, if she'd stepped in and attacked and volleyed instead of trying to play a ground stroke, she might well have taken that game. But of course, a long match against Steffi Graf yesterday can affect her one of 2 ways. She could be absolutely emotionally drained after that battle. But equally, now she's reached the quarterfinals of Wimbledon for the first time, she could relax, because after all, she should be at home on the centre court. She had enough practice yesterday.
Time, please, ladies.
She should feel happy here and relax. She's nothing to lose at all. But when you're not too sure of your ground strokes, it's not exactly the ideal situation. She desperately needs a good service game here. Love 3, first set.
Lovely volley.
Love 15.
Let's stretch and reach for it, but great racket control there. Really deep volley too.
All.
No, shut out.
15-30.
It was just out, but it was much more positive volley than some that she played yesterday, when she was very tentative indeed on the volley. Gave her opponent chance after chance to pass her, which the youngster from Germany often did. But that was a much more positive volley, although just out.
All.
Love 3, 30 all, first set. Hana doesn't like that.
40-30.
No appeal, but a very strong look at the line judge. So an ace to the British girl.
Game to Miss Durie. Miss Mandlikova leads by 3 games to 1.
Nothing would help her more, of course, than a quick break of service now.
Love. Love. 40, love.
And the server not put off as she made that difficult low volley against the on-rushing receiver, who hoped, of course, to make a volley off the volley. Better volley. Easier ball, of course, a higher ball.
Game for Miss Mandlikova. Miss Mandlikova leads by 4 games to 1. First set.
And Hana Mandlikova has surprised me this Wimbledon as to how relaxed she is. She reached the final here back in 1981, and since then she hasn't had very many good results, and certainly after the Australian Open last year, when she'd slipped to number 12 on the ranking, she took time out to have a really good hard look at herself and where she was going with her life. She made a few changes and promptly came back to win 5 indoor tournaments on the circuit in 1984, the beginning of this year. And during the course of those 5 tournaments, of course, she beat. So she really has picked up her game, and as I say, she seems to me to be very, very relaxed. She was regaling us all with stories as to her 6 Wimbledons and how she played Billie Jean King in her first match on the centre court. "Can you believe I stayed back and tried to pass her?" she said, jokingly. And certainly she thinks very, very quickly. Hits all strokes very, very powerfully with a lot of snap. She comes in, picks up that very low volley, but Jo was thinking well and thinking positively, trying to move in herself. But she's 1-4 down, first set.
Well played. No, a little unlucky.
Love 15.
But even that volley, though she missed it, it was a better volley from well below the height of the net. She bent her knees rather better than she did yesterday.
Love 30.
So Jo Durie then being shown how to make a volleying pass, or in that case a volleying lob, but how you can attack the volleyer by stepping forward. Rather nice shot from the Czechoslovakian girl.
Fifteen, 30.
Oh, that's a little unlucky.
15, 40.
Well, John Hodges from West Midlands, the umpire, asking the linesman if it was out. It was a very close ball, but it was out. But once again, it was a much more positive volley. 15-40.
Thirty, 40.
Well played, well played.
Deuce.
In spite of the good anticipation of her opponent, Miss Durie played that point really very well indeed.
Advantage, Miss Mandlikova.
Break point for the third time. That's a good return.
Miss Mandlikova. Miss Mandlikova leads by 5 games to 1.
And she took
First set.
that 5-1 lead with a wonderfully early taken ball on the back end of the service. So serving for the first set.
Love 15.
First double fault. Oh, yes.
Love 30.
And I'm sure this fall was brought about by this very, very excellent return. It was a good service, and the server didn't really expect that.
(15-30).
I say, Durie has been a little unlucky. That was a very early taken ball. She's missed with a couple of volleys by fractions of an inch, and that was a shot that was certainly shouldn't have lost the point.
All.
Ace number 2 just when she needed it, and serving into a very strong sun indeed.
(40).
What a difference it makes when you really stand into bad length second serves that bounce up waist height.
Deuce.
(5-1) deuce, first set. It's a great service.
Advantage, Miss Mandlikova.
Very fast and very deep service. Gives the number 3 seed, Hana Mandlikova, set point.
Game and first set, Miss Mandlikova by 6 games to 1. New ball, please, boys.
So some good individual rallies there, but no consistency at the moment from the British number 1.
And the news from the adjoining number 1 court is that Pam Schreiber, the number 4 seed, has won the first set against the number 6 seed, Kathy Jordan, 6 games to 2, and has held her serve in the opening game of the second set. That match is currently being seen on BBC Two. Now back to the centre court.
And Jo Durie really could have used a break back in that last game, couldn't she? She's been a little bit overwhelmed, I think, by the sheer pace of Mandlikova's serving and drives today. So yesterday, playing Steffi Graf, it was a much gentler shot that she was receiving. Plus, it was a long match, so it's you need to change your tactics and your thinking.
Time, please, ladies.
Hana Mandlikova, on the other hand, is always poised to move in any direction. Something that Jo will have to learn, I think.
Second set, Miss Durie to serve. Love 15. Love 30. Take the ball off, please, boy. $15, 30.
Nice.
15, 40.
So for the second time in succession, Hana Mandlikova plays a very early backhand return and makes winners off second services.
Game to Miss Mandlikova. First game, second set.
And this match, Dan, I think is, to me, about personalities. One who is on the crest of a wave, such as Hana Mandlikova, and Jo Durie, who has been struggling all the year. She was on her crest of the wave in the Australian Championships last year, having reached the semi-final of the French Championships, the semi-final of the US Opens, and also threatened to beat Martina in Australia. And since then, she hasn't played, in my opinion, enough tennis. She played 12 matches before coming into these championships, and now she's played 4 more, all of which she struggled in. And Wimbledon is just too tough an examination to come in not fully prepared.
I was just thinking, Anne, as we watch the players go out, hard to believe that Miss Durie has, in the 5 matches they've played, a 3-2 lead. First met in 1979.
Miss Mandlikova to serve.
She won that last time. She won the last match. But now it's 1-love in the second set.
First service. $15, love. 30, love. Love.
Rather a late
40,
call, but
15, just long.
it was quite definitely a double fault. That's her second. She served 2 aces. So Durie served 1 double. 40-15. Well done, well done.
And this was much better, wasn't it? Notice how Jo keeps her centre of balance. She's ready to recover and plays a beautiful angled volley.
40-30.
Game to Miss Mandlikova. Miss Mandlikova leads by 2 games to love. Second set.
Well, the backhand volley at full stretch gave us hope there, but she'd previously played 3 rather bad shots. Durie looking rather stale, and I can't help feeling that the real drubbing she had yesterday, though she won the match, is taking its toll now, I think.
Love 15.
Oh, lovely shot.
And another great shot from Jo Durie. She goes for this backhand passing shot, an inch over the net and 3 inches inside the line.
15 all.
Out. 15-30. All.
Rather a clever shot there by Jo Durie. She had a nasty ball just below the height of the net and very near the net, changed into a forehand slice drive and got away with it. 40-30. Oh, that's a
Deuce. Advantage, Miss Mandlikova.
She isn't having much luck, Miss Durie. passes over the high part of the net, and it was an inch out. Break point.
Deuce. Advantage, Miss Durie.
Now, if she can avoid making unforced errors and volley like that with that positive touch, then she might pull back into the second set. That's a beauty.
Miss Mandlikova leads by 2-1, second set, and by 1 set to love.
And that was better, wasn't it? She seems to be working off her stiffness, and I think she must have been tired after yesterday. It's been a tough Wimbledon for her, and one never knows how much her back does bother her. She injured it just before the Virginia Slims Championships in March again, and only she will ever say how much she lacks flexibility in her back. But that was a super point that she played, a super game altogether. There's Alan Jones, her coach, in the centre of the picture. To his left, Sue Mappin, head of women's tennis for the British Lawn Tennis Association, and again to the left, Alan's left, Len Heppel, who helped Jo with her movement. And Jo finding at last her service. She needs that power, and she's serving well. It makes so much difference. And look at the short angle. Such a change from going to the corner. Had she driven for the corner, Hana would have cut it off. But is that going to give her sufficient confidence to really challenge now? 2-1.
Love.
Now, a very heavy slice, and of course the slice keeps the ball lower, and Joe's a little slow in anticipating and realizing what was going on then. Didn't really get up to the ball or get down to it.
All.
Fine lob. A really fine lob. Out.
30-15.
Joe doesn't like the decision. No hesitation on the part of the line judge. His arm went up immediately to reinforce the call about 30-15.
All.
That's better. There's the volley.
(30-40).
Alan Jones must have been pleased with that, volleying past the volleyer.
Yes.
played.
And the net cord being a little cruel in this point. Joe, struggling to get that one, plays a superb shot down the line, which Hana wouldn't have reached. But it just tipped the net and dropped over, and Hana wrong-footed Joe to give her advantage.
That's a great return. Now that is one of her best backhand returns of the net so far.
Deuce.
Early ball over the high part of the net and just inside the line. Now if she can keep hold of that sort of control, then she's in with a chance, I think, in this set.
Advantage, Miss Durie.
Break point for the second time. Yes, it's in.
Two games all, second set.
So Joe Durie, the British #1, really beginning to find some form. Two games all, second set.
Love 15.
Well played indeed, well played.
And now Joe's really flying, isn't she? Speeding up her footwork, playing a beautiful cross-court forehand and puff into the open court. So easy when it's like that.
And if I'm any judge, she's beginning to get her racket back earlier on the forehand.
Ball was out.
Oh, now, there's the man in the chair, John Hodges. He called, the linesman didn't.
15, 30. Ball was blocked.
The linesman had a clear view there and he went like this.
The ball was blocked.
You know, you don't have to wait for her to stop the point.
Please play.
Okay.
Ball was blocked.
Well, now we'll just have a look at this shot. There it is. There's the one that was in dispute.
$15, 40.
And it's 15-40.
$40.
How can she contain this and maintain this challenge? She really has, Joe Durie, played rather well these last few games.
Deuce.
So from 15-40 to deuce.
Advantage, Miss Durie.
Old roll.
Deuce.
And there was a case of hesitation. She looked as though she was going to prepare to play the slice approach shot, and at the last moment decided to drive it, and of course was trapped. Deuce. Service.
Advantage, Miss Durie.
Service.
And coverage of this match is now continuing on
Durie leads by 3
BBC2.
games to
Here on
2,
One, we're coming
second
towards
set.
the end of our transmission. Before we go, let me just emphasize.
But Jo, from 1540, withstood the challenge. And typical of a lot of tennis players, I think, once her serving power is unleashed, her service starts to work better, and then Jo will maintain it with the rest of her game. The rest of her game picks up. And Hannah, I think, is starting to me to look a little tense.
Time,
She's
please,
busy
ladies.
looking up at Betty Stover in the players' box, and she's not at all happy with the outcome of that last game. Jo, on the other hand, will be immensely pleased, as are the crowd here supporting her.
Quiet, please.
So an interesting stage now in this second set. 2-3.
Fifteen love. All. Mm. 30-15.
And the Czechoslovakian girl then going in about a yard faster, serving and actually getting a yard nearer the net then. Getting the volley higher up. And I really wouldn't have thought there was much doubt about the call there. It seemed to me absolutely correct call.
All.
And what a superb return of serve this was. Hannah hoping to catch Jo wide to the forehand, where Jo has been a bit weak this year, but not that one. Break point.
Oh, my goodness. That,
Durie leads by 4 games to 2, second set.
and that third double fault there was
Quiet, please.
incredibly wild. So now here's a magnificent state of affairs for Miss Durie. 4-2.
Love 15.
I tried.
Love 30.
Well done.
15-30.
Well played. Wrong footing shot. Caught it.
And Jo is thinking now as
30
quickly
all.
as she's playing. She's speeded up her play.
Thirty, 40.
Always worried with Jo's back. She gets up quickly, but Hana not taking her eye off the ball, putting it away for a winner.
Change, Miss Mandlikova. Miss Durie leads by 4-3. Second set. Miss Mandlikova by 1 set to love.
Well, that was an unfortunate fall there that gave Hana Mandlikova the point for 30-40.
Let me bring you up to date with what's happening on number 1 court in that ladies' quarter-final there. It's 1 set all now. Miss Jordan, Kathy Jordan, the number 6 seed, has come back to take the second set off the number 4 seed, Pam Shriver, and Kathy Jordan has won the first game of the final set. And the news from Lords is that the West Indies are now 251 for 1. They need 91 for victory. Greenwich has reached 150. Now back to the centre court.
Well, the crowd having some
Time,
excitement
please,
now
ladies.
with Jo Durie having taken this 4 games in a row to lead 4-2, but that was an unfortunate fall on the point that gave Miss Mandlikova the point for 30-40. And it seemed to me that Jo Durie, as well as falling, was hesitating really about the shot. She was coming forward, then suddenly decided to go back, it seemed. But she's all right. And so service breaks are equal now, 3-4 in this second set.
And this is another superb shot from Jo. Just wish she could string just a few more together and she could win this second set.
All. 15-30. First service. Out. 30 all.
Now the errors that are so costly, that was really an unforced error. The second serve was very easy, really.
Out. 40-30.
That's very good play. Just watch this. She plays deliberately a bad length ball, which the other girl was expecting to be deep. She now finds herself in trouble halfway up the court. That was one of the most tactically best shots I've seen Miss Durie play for a long time.
Advantage, Miss Durie.
That's a great service.
Yes.
Except that she's a right-hander worthy of her famous compatriot, for whom she used a ball boy, Martina Navratilova, in Prague. That was a magnificent service of power and accuracy. Deuce.
Advantage, Miss Mandlikova.
Oh, that's a glorious shot.
Jo handled the spin of this serve so well. She should really have played it cross-court to cover the spin, but she used it to go down the line. And there goes the powerful cross-court shot. Such a lot of pace.
Advantage, Miss Mandlikova.
I wonder what that was meant to be. Was it meant to be a drop shot, or was it meant to be a deep slice? I don't know. I'm not sure that Jo Durie does either. But it's game point for the server.
Dave, Miss Mandlikova. Four games all, second set.
Well, there's her coach, and I think, like me, he was feeling that his pupil there didn't get her racket back anything like early enough for that forehand.
Quiet, please. Love 15. Love 30.
She really has been a little unlucky with those forcing volleys from below the height of the net. Just after yesterday, where they were so tentative, today trying to find more penetration, just overdoing it.
And Hana Mandlikova
Love
returning
40.
it, isn't she? Using the short, wide angle instead of aiming for the corner of the court. Joe sees it going there and makes a desperate lunge at it, but it's too far. Love 40.
Game from Miss Mandlikova. Change of all, please, boys. Miss Mandlikova leads by 5 games to 4, second set, and by 1 set to love.
And the news from Lords is that the West Indies now are 256 for 1. They need 86 to win.
And Joe, I think that little wry smile when she was when Hannah held her serve for 4-all, I think it was almost that she was playing better tennis, but that she needed to do just that little bit more to win this match, and she wasn't sure that she had it. And I think Alan Jones smiling too, because he feels that Joe has at least played so much better in this match, shown that she can be positive, and maybe there'll be better things in the future.
And I must say, I thought that was a very authoritative break just when she needed 4-all, second set, and 1 set up. And she breaks the service to love. So now, big hand for the British number 1, our last representative in the singles events here.
Love. All.
Good call. Well played, well played.
And while there's life, there's hope.
15-30.
Look how quickly Joe moves into position for that forehand. Pulls it wide of Hannah's forehand.
15-30.
Oh. 30-all.
Well, a wonderful return of service, but an even more wonderful low backhand volley from the number 3 seed. That really was out of this world. 5-4, 30-all.
First service.
Well,
30-14.
it was a good return of service, but a very, very poor bit of timing by the server. Break point.
Deuce. Advantage, Miss Mandlikova.
So match point for Hana
Quiet,
Mandlikova.
please. Quiet, please.
No.
Game, set, and match. Miss Mandlikova. Game, set, and match to Miss Mandlikova by 2 sets to love. 6-1, 6-4.
And a very convincing win, really, but the British girl really pulled herself together in the second set and really had a marvellous run of 4 games to come from love 2 to 4-2, but not quite good enough. It shows perhaps the difference between the ranking of Hana at 3 and Jo Durie at 14 in the world.